At this point in the project, as we move from outline stage to a first draft, we also can take the opportunity to check our sources. We can ask two questions at this point to make sure that the sources of information that we are using to support our analysis are suitable. The first question to ask is, has the author demonstrated they are knowledgeable? As you have attempted to learn more about your research question, you may have encountered a number of sources, texts, materials that discuss your topic. However, it's possible that some of these materials, some of these texts, have discussed your topic with more or less knowledge and expertise on the subject. At this point, it's a good idea to check the credibility of the sources you have consulted. One way to check whether the author you have consulted is credible is to determine their expertise. Where does their information come from? There are two main sources of information that your texts may be drawing on. Ask yourself, which of these sources of information does your material use? Is the author drawing on firsthand experience? That could be one effective way for a writer to demonstrate that they are knowledgeable. If they have an insider's perspective in this industry or subject, they might be qualified to have a position. Ask yourself, though, whether they truly are an insider. Are they a practicing member of a profession or an industry? Do they belong to a community that is based on this particular hobby or interest? Do they belong to a community that is based on some geographical location or a personal identity? Have they been affected emotionally or financially by the issue? Maybe they've simply witnessed or participated in a specific event. Some of these firsthand experience perspectives can be useful, but we also want to make sure that we balance them with people who are drawing on secondhand research. These people who are drawing on secondhand research can inform our discussion in very meaningful ways. Secondhand research can display a writer's knowledge by showing that they have studied and understand the names of experts on the topic or are familiar with other key people related to the topic. Maybe they have studied and are able to write knowledgeably about the most relevant history related to this topic. Are they aware of recent developments in the field? Do they understand the consequences and implications that are related to this issue? The second critical question to ask about your texts: is there a clear and identifiable author who has been named? And can you confirm that this author is reliable? We can assess how reliable a source is by looking at four aspects of the text. First, we can look at the author themselves. Is the name provided? Is there contact information provided for this person? Do they have a visible profile in the world, or are they just an avatar or a username? Do they have credentials, educational or professional qualifications that make them an expert on this subject? Can you easily find other things that they have written on the web? Do they have any affiliation, some stake in this subject that would make their writing less reliable? Are they more likely to favor one side or another of a topic because of where they sit on this subject? Some other questions to ask are around the publication. Where did this text come from? Is it from a newspaper or a magazine? Or is it from a website? How does the source describe itself? Is there an about page that you can look at if it's an online website to confirm the size and professionalism of this website? Can you tell how big of an organization it is? How many people work for it? How many people read it? Is it owned by another company? Can you tell how they make money if it is a website? Are they selling ads? Are they promoting products? Have you heard of this publication before? If you Google it, what kind of reputation will you find it has? We can also ask about the date of publication. Is it current? Is one even provided? If it's not, it's hard to know whether they are up to date on all of the relevant issues related to your topic. And lastly, of course, we can check and consider the information itself. Does it seem plausible? Does it sound right? Do they themselves cite their own sources of information? If you were to check another source, would it confirm what this source has said? So as you move from outline to first draft, this is an opportunity for you to check the uh, knowledge and reliability of these sources. If you start to doubt these sources, now is the best time to look for a replacement before you get to the first draft and revision stages.